You gonna give me my reparations. You gonna give me, I got a sharecropper, everything I done been through in my life. I've been facing we've had the systemic racism more. But my grandmother was what you call it, she, the women that deliver kids. I thought that our land was that one of those people. My uncle, yeah, midwife, and she delivered babies for a can of syrup. Wow. You understand? For a can of syrup. Then my other auntie is one of the first black women to own property in Fillmore. She went to City College, came from Louisiana here, and she's a millionaire. Okay, she's in the millionaire. But her daughters, her son just died. He just had $2 million. But this is not saying that we're lazy. This is saying that we need to spread this wealth. All this money, people are dying, and the only thing they have is their dog. So where does that money go? Why not share? They have different recommendations. I was listening to today about where the money can come from. They can be putting it in a pot right now, whatever, but I think we deserve a chance to get ahead. If we don't, leave us, then forget it.
Reparations is very, very important because it gives us a voice and it shows that we African American people matter.
I'm a native San Franciscan. My family paid taxes here since the 40s, and we were pushed out. My family's been pushed out of here. They can't afford to live here in San Francisco. They have pushed out black people in San Francisco. They are actually, they don't want us to rent spaces from them. They make it hard for us to rent. The natives are being actually treated really, really bad. We don't get a first choice. We get like a third choice. We're third choice because we're black. It's not even second choice. And it's not right, and I think reparation owes us a place to live, a decent place to live, because of them bulldozing the Fillmore district in the 70s. I remember that happening. And so many people were displaced, and it's just not right, it's wrong. They demolished our Mecca that we were starting for ourselves, and that's what they wanted to do. Unfortunately, I feel like it was planned, and I'm sure you know as well. I could have achieved a lot more in the city, I think, if I was welcomed here. I had poor education. I had very poor education growing up. Sometimes I don't know how I made it through high school, but I did, and I made it through college too. But during desegregation, I could barely remember even holding a pencil or a piece of paper. It was such a nightmare. They owe me for all the trauma they've caused me in my life. I'm an older woman, and I feel like I should get paid because I can't go back in the work field. However, they need to do something for our children as well because of the gap. They've made the gap so huge, and there's so much racism now that they owe us.
Overdue. I think it's something that's important for all of us black people, because when I lived in Detroit back in the 80s and 90s, the late Congressman Conyers was one of the first black politicians to bring that proposal up to Congress. And so this is something that we've been fighting for over 50 years. And I think it's overdue, and I think that us black people can benefit a great deal from reparations. See, because reparations can come in all forms, not just cash payment, but I know cash payment is on the top of the list for all of us, and I think that's what all of us want. But reparations also can come in other forms, You know, because we are a sick people, we are a hurt people, and I think this reparations can heal, you know, if it's done properly.
A history of discrimination, history of displacement, you know, economic opportunities, things like that. Yeah, because when I earned my degree, I still had a hard time to get jobs. I know places are not, places hire African, but when they saw my name, Hillary Brown, they probably thought I was white, but when they saw my face, they had different feelings about me. Right, it's about economics, because people who have houses in San Francisco, how many people are black, have houses? How many people making like $100,000 salaries are African American citizens? Even though they have degrees, doctor degrees, even PhD, are black. And I was thinking it was a coincidence, by chance, that I still live in the city, but I have 4 siblings who moved out of the city. And the reason why I got my place, because I said I'm blind and I live in a senior home. That's why I still got my place in the city.
So the system made it seem like it's going, you know, you're okay. This is going, you're going to be all right. But see, what happened was they do long range planning on us. That's systemic racism. They'll sit back and make us think one thing is going down, and they already done created what's going to happen on the end. We don't see it because we've been caught up in what we're doing. See, we never had therapy from slavery till now to help us. In other words, when people came over from Southeast Asia and different places, they had therapy for them, and they gave them things and gave them businesses and things like that. But what happened was all these places make money off the back of the African American community. That's why we don't have a black community no more. They've been infiltrated with everybody else, and then they would give them help, but they would set up businesses and make money off of us. So that's why we just kind of like people just say, well, forget it. It's gonna always be like this. We ain't gonna never get nowhere. And so that's a mindset. And so you can't come out of that mindset overnight. You can't, you know, so a lot of people, because I've listened to other races of people. I'm 70 years old, so I've listened to other races talking like, what's wrong with the blacks? Why can't they do what everybody else is doing? I had a friend that was Italian. I said, look, man, I say, they would talk. I said, let me tell you something. This has been a condition that's been put on people. And you don't just snap your finger and come out of that, because it's generational ignorance, generational, you know, downtrodden. So generation after generation, if your granddaddy was that way and his daddy was that way, you accept it.